Yo, what's up everybody? It's Clyde, and look, I'm about to drop some truth bombs on you about Spain. Yeah, I know, Spain, land of paella, flamenco, sunshine. Everyone's obsessed. But guess what? It's not all sunshine and sangria. There's a whole other side to Spain, a side they don't show you in those glossy travel brochures. And trust me, you need to know about it before you even think about booking that flight. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, because things are about to get real. First up, let's talk crowds. Imagine this. You've dreamt of seeing the Sagrada Familia your whole life. You finally get there, camera ready, and bam! It's like a human mosh pit. You can barely move, let alone get a clear shot of the architecture. Welcome to Barcelona. And don't even get me started on La Rambla. It's like Times Square on steroids, except instead of flashing billboards, you've got guys trying to sell you selfie sticks and overpriced souvenirs. And it's not just Barcelona. Madrid's Prado Museum, Seville's Alcazar Palace, all rammed. You end up spending half your vacation standing in line, sweating through your clothes, wondering why you ever left home. I mean, come on, you didn't fly across the world to stare at the back of someone's head, right? Look, I get it. These places are popular for a reason. The architecture is stunning, the history is rich, but there's a point where the crowds just suck the life out of the experience. It's like trying to have a conversation at a rock concert. Impossible. So you fought your way through the crowds, you're tired, you're hungry, and you just want to crash in your hotel room. Easy, right? Wrong. Finding a decent, affordable place to stay in Spain's tourist hotspots is like trying to find a unicorn riding a roller coaster. Good luck with that. Think Ibiza, Mallorca, the Costa del Sol. These places are infamous for sky-high prices, especially during peak season. And I'm not talking about five-star luxury here. I'm talking about basic hostels and budget hotels. Be prepared to shell out an absurd amount of cash for a tiny room with a view of a brick wall. And don't even think about eating out every night unless you've got a trust fund burning a hole in your pocket. Those tapas add up, my friend. Sure, you can find cheaper options, but you'll probably end up eating bocadillos from the corner store every day, which, let's be honest, gets old real fast. Okay, real talk time. Spain's got a bit of a pickpocketing problem. And I'm not talking about the occasional opportunistic thief. I'm talking about organized gangs who target tourists like it's their day job. They're slick, they're silent, and they'll relieve you of your valuables before you can say ole. Barcelona, in particular, is notorious for this. The metro, Las Ramblas, even popular squares, these guys are everywhere. They operate in crowded areas, bumping into you, distracting you, and before you know it, your wallet's gone, vanished into thin air. And it's not just pickpocketing, scams are rife too. Fake petitions, distraction techniques, people offering help with your luggage. Be wary of anyone who approaches you, especially if it feels off. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Now, let's talk about the language barrier. Yes, they speak Spanish in Spain, shocker, right? But here's the thing, outside of the major tourist zones, English isn't as widely spoken as you might think. Imagine this. You're in a charming little village, dying for a cold drink. You walk into a bar, and the bartender stares at you blankly as you try to order in your broken Spanish. Frustrating, right? Look, I'm all for embracing local culture, and learning a few basic Spanish phrases is always a good idea. But if you're not comfortable with the language, be prepared for some communication breakdowns. It's all part of the adventure, right? Okay, let's talk about the weather. Specifically the summer months. Spain in summer is like stepping inside a pizza oven. The sun is relentless, the humidity is stifling, and you'll be sweating buckets just walking down the street. Now I know some people love basking in the heat, but trust me, sightseeing in 40°C weather is not fun. You'll be chugging water like it's going out of fashion, hiding in the shade every 5 minutes, and dreaming of air conditioning. And don't even think about going hiking in the mountains during peak summer unless you want to experience spontaneous combustion. Seriously, it's brutal. So unless you're a fan of extreme sweating and heat stroke, avoid Spain in July and August. Your body will thank you. Attention all my plant-based eaters, this one's for you. Spain, while incredible in many ways, is not exactly a vegan paradise. Traditional Spanish cuisine is heavily meat and seafood-centric. Think jamon, chorizo, pulpo, not exactly tofu scramble and kale smoothies. Now, don't get me wrong, you can find vegetarian options, especially in bigger cities. But be prepared for limited choices and a lot of patatas bravas. And forget about finding vegan paella in a traditional restaurant. It's like asking for a side of gluten-free bread in a bakery, not gonna happen. The over-tourism effect Paradise Lost. Let's get real for a second. Over-tourism is a thing, and Spain is feeling the strain. The influx of tourists, while great for the economy, is putting a massive strain on resources and the environment. Think about it. Increased waste, water shortages, damage to historical sites. It's a lot for one country to handle. Barcelona in particular is struggling to cope with the sheer number of visitors. Locals are being priced out of their homes, traditional businesses are being replaced by souvenir shops, and the city is losing its soul. It's a complex issue with no easy solutions, but it's something to consider before you book that trip. Is it ethical to contribute to a problem even if it means experiencing a different culture? Beach-bummed sand, sun, and a million of your closest strangers. Spain's beaches are legendary, with their golden sands, crystal clear waters, and promise of relaxation. But guess what? You won't be the only one trying to soak up the sun. Prepare yourself for a sea of humanity. Towels laid out like a giant patchwork quilt, leaving barely any room to breathe. Forget about finding a secluded spot to read your book in peace. You'll be lucky to find a patch of sand big enough for your towel. And good luck taking a dip in the ocean without bumping into a dozen people. It's less beach bliss and more human soup. Politics and protests, when vacation gets real. Spain's got a complex political landscape, and things can get a little heated, literally. Protests and demonstrations are not uncommon, especially in major cities like Barcelona and Madrid. Now, I'm all for freedom of speech and peaceful assembly, but running into a protest when you're trying to enjoy your vacation can be disruptive, to say the least. Roads can be blocked, public transportation can be affected, and things can get a little unpredictable. It's not something that happens all the time, but it's something to be aware of, especially if you're traveling during times of political unrest. Stay informed, check the news, and have a backup plan, just in case. The Spain they don't show you beyond the tourist facade. Look, I'm not trying to rain on your parade here. Spain is an incredible country with a rich history, vibrant culture, and stunning natural beauty. But it's important to go in with your eyes wide open. The Spain they show you, in the travel brochures, the Spain of your Instagram feed. It's only a small part of the story. There's a whole other side to Spain, a side that's raw, unfiltered, and sometimes a little rough around the edges. But that's part of its charm, right? The unexpected encounters, the cultural quirks, the moments that make you step outside your comfort zone. Those are the experiences that stay with you long after you've unpacked your bags. So should you visit Spain? So there you have it. The good, the bad, and the ugly about visiting Spain. It's a country of contrasts, a place where ancient history collides with modern life, where passion runs high, and where the unexpected is always around the corner. Is it perfect? No. But then again, what is? Despite its flaws, Spain holds a special place in my heart. It's a country that challenges you, surprises you, and ultimately leaves you wanting more. So, what are you waiting for? Book that flight, pack your bags, and go experience Spain for yourself. Just remember to pack your patience, your sense of adventure, and maybe a few extra euros for those overpriced tapas. And hey, if you do go, drop a comment below and let me know how it goes. Until next time, peace out.